Welcome back. As some of you know, it's been a while since I've posted a video. And that's not because I haven't had things going on, it's because I've had so many things going on. When I started this venture into YouTube and solar in my electric car, it was purely just for myself. And I realized as I went along that sharing what I found is really important. And trust is difficult. It's earned. And as many of you know, I'm from Missouri, so definitely show me. Many individuals watched countless hours of YouTube. Some of it very good, some of it you probably shouldn't watch just because it's unsafe. I got a hats off. I subscribe to several channels, and one of them is Will Prouse. Will doesn't know me. I don't know him, but I can say that through my years of YouTube and learning, he is one that I've become to where I could trust his videos, and that's a huge piece. Another one is Andy from the Off Grid Garage. Andy has done some absolutely remarkable testing, as well as Will, on solar panels, on inverters, on batteries, and by taking the bits and pieces that they've had to offer and being able to share my experience with you, I have no more to offer than they do. They've been doing this a lot longer. I would suggest if you have questions, there are many sites out there. The DIY Solar Forum is a wonderful forum. I said YouTube, just be careful about what you watch. And that being said, as I progressed from one solar array and one inverter and one battery to 70 kilowatts of batteries, building my own batteries, buying a Nissan Leaf, and realizing that the batteries within that Nissan Leaf are horrible. It gave me the opportunity to want to improve and to want to share. And so everything I've done has not been sponsored by anyone. When I say something, it's because I bought their product, I tried their product, I used their product, and I found it to either be good, bad, would never buy again. That being said, it's difficult. I've seen a lot of reviews on batteries, a lot of reviews on shipping, a lot of reviews on companies, DIY kits, and I've used some of those DIY kits. So by far, I'm not downing any of them. But the thing that I found that's really difficult is finding the facts, because if you go to the manufacturer's websites, they want to sell you something. If you go to somebody who's been sponsored by those people, maybe they skew their data. I don't know. I can tell you that anything that I've put out has been through trial and error, learning process. The names that I shared, Andy and Will, they are quality individuals, and I would highly recommend that if you don't subscribe to their channel, and even if you don't subscribe to mine, check theirs out, because they provide safe knowledge. So, in my quest for knowledge, I was looking for a way to retrofit, DIY, whatever, my Nissan Leaf. I bought a Nissan Leaf on Facebook Marketplace for $1,000. It's a 2012. Right now I drive it back and forth to work, 12 miles each way. I charge it with my solar panels. It's perfect for that. But it does have a limited mileage. And so in researching, I reached out to Vivine Battery in China, who July of 24 decided they were going to start making an aftermarket and bring to market an aftermarket battery for the Nissan Leafs. And they were a new company, and so I did like anybody else. I stalked them. I watched. I sent some messages back and forth. I was never high pressure sold. Never. I spoke with Cora, and over the year developed a relationship with Vivine Battery. And they have installers located in several parts of the world. Now they've done several hundred, if not thousand, installs. But there was a piece missing. Once again, I'm from Missouri. Show me. And so I asked a hard question. I said, "Can I come visit you?" And the response I got was, "Yes, of course. We'll give you a tour of the plant." So I started looking into what does it take to visit China? And what could I do while I was there? What could I do to get the most? And so I set myself a date. I said, October this year, I think I'm going to go to China. I'm paying for this myself. Unless some of you guys want to buy me a coffee, then you can definitely visit. I will put a link up to my website. I have partnered with Vivine Battery to become an installer here in the U.S. And part of that partnership is I'm going there for several days to train with them, to see how they manufacture, to see what quality they put into it, to learn from them. So while they are still a DIY supplier, I also know there are a lot of people out there, you don't want to have to crawl underneath your car and try to put a battery in. I understand that. So I've got a small shop with a 2-post lift and the knowledge and safety to install these batteries. But I want to hear and I want to see with my own eyes the company and the plant, and to see. And so I said, okay, I think I'll travel. In all honesty, I have traveled to South America on vacations, Mexico on vacations. I've taken some cruises. I've never been to Asia. I speak no Chinese. Well, I take that back. I've been watching some YouTube videos, and I can now say hello. So to anybody out there, ni hao. I hope to learn more when I'm there. And Cora says that she'll teach me some Chinese when I show up. So I plan on taking you with me. And so I decided, okay, October 13th through the 24th, I'm packing up and going to China. Never been there, and so I'm learning along the way a lot. And so I'm willing to share, just like everything else, through lumps and bumps. And I realized that my TSA pre-check was expired. I've filed for a new one. Haven't heard yet. I just would like not to have to take my shoes off every time I go through the airport, I realized that my passport expired December of this year. So last week, or 2 weeks ago, I went online and I now have the new passport. So, our passport agency did a wonderful job. They said it could be 4 to 6 weeks, and in all honesty, I had a 2 week turnaround on the online renewal of my passport. So that was amazing. This week, I have the next hurdle to jump through. I have to obtain a visa for China. I've looked at a couple companies to do it for me because the nearest place to me is Chicago, and I would have to make 2 trips to Chicago. That's about a 6-hour one-way drive. So I think cost effectiveness and time worthiness. I think there are a couple companies out there that will do it. So we're going to give them a shot. I hope to get the 10-year multiple admission visa, so that way if I need to travel later on, I can. So the interesting part of this is Viveen Battery said absolutely we'll take care of it. So I'll be flying into Shanghai, traveling over to them, spending several days in their manufacturing facility, learning from them. And then I said, I've got this other time. What can I do? And so I have several other companies that I've utilized that manufacture in China. One of them is Dali BMS. And so I contacted my rep at Dali, and I said, I'm going to be in town. Could I stop by and see you? And that was met with an absolute yes. Another battery manufacturer who's very large in the spectrum right now, Yixiyang, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, but in Shenzhen, they are doing a phenomenal job with some DIY battery packs. Will and Andy have both just reviewed those, and they said absolutely come visit us. So I'm not gonna do some reviews of their battery packs. Will and Andy, you did a fine job. You're respected. You can say no more than I can for that. But what I plan on doing is taking what you've done and what I've learned from you and taking it a step further. And I'm going to go visit. I want that hands-on experience. And I want to take you guys with me. So right now, tentatively scheduled, I'm going to be at Viveen Battery, Dali BMS, and Yixiyang Energy. And I did reach out to one of my other suppliers who I've bought several batteries from. I have nothing bad to say about the quality of the batteries. They've all tested well. I did have an issue with one battery. They replaced it. But I reached out to Jenny Wu, who's with Dokan Technologies. She supplied me with batteries, and they were not interested in having me come by. Now that makes me kind of nervous, but the quality of the product I have gotten from them, I have not had any issue. They do have U.S. warehouses. They ship fast. I've done a unboxing and review of the last round of batteries I got from them. I have nothing bad to say about it, other than the fact I really thought that they might entertain me just coming by and meeting. I don't have any expectations other than the fact that I'd like to shake your hand and say hello and put a personal touch on our relationship, not just a email and text. I've also reached out to Anycubic. I do 3D printing. As you can see, there's filament here behind me. I print a lot of bezels for circuit boards for my batteries, mounts, toys for the kids, and so I don't have some huge print farm. I've got an S1 and I've got a Neo. I also have a Creality machine over here, and I've got a longer as well that I use for extremely large prints. I did print a Mandalorian helmet. there's a lot of people out there that show you how to 3D print. I'm not the guy, but I can tell you that if Anycubic sees this and they would like me to come by, I would love to try to work you into my schedule. The other one that's surprising, I use Dali BMSs and I use JK BMSs. I've had great success with both of them. Both have some very, very good sides. Both have some bits of love that I'd like to see done better. JK, their tech support has been pretty much non-existent. I've had no good luck getting hold of anyone from JK. I've even reached out to some of my battery manufacturers to see if they could put me in contact. Where meanwhile, if I send a message to Dali, barring the time zone difference of about 13 hours, they have walked me through testing a BMS that was faulty, and they did replace it under warranty. So, you know, the other side is the JK's, the Wi-Fi connectivity, the great Bluetooth connectivity. Wi-Fi connectivity is not what I'd like to see. Dali BMS, I can check my batteries from anywhere in the world. And so Dali BMS has a hard time communicating with my EG4 inverters. And so I'm hoping I've got a new version of a Dali BMS that should arrive this week. And when it arrives, hopefully it will maybe communicate better. With that being said, maybe during my trip we can work through that little communication issue as well. So tentatively, I'm going to be flying into Shanghai. I'm going to take a bullet train over to Jingzhou. I'm going to meet with Vivine Battery, who's in Sonji. Then I will leave Jingzhou, and I'm going down to Shenzhen, the tech mecca of China, just north of the Hong Kong area. I plan on spending some idle time doing some shopping in Shenzhen, taking you with me. I plan on trying a lot of the food. I love to try food, and I want to take you along with me. You know, this may be a once in a lifetime trip for me, and it'll be a way to show you that some guy from the Midwest in the middle of nowhere can go to a country 17-hour flight away and have a good time, and bring you along with me. So if you're still here, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video. You're more than welcome to visit my website. It's www.stevesevandsolar.com, all one word. There's messaging directly to me on that. There's a phone number if you need to call me about batteries. One of the things I've arranged with Vivine is that they will ship your batteries here, and I can review your battery to make sure it's in good shape, test it before and you can pick it up from me. You know, that way you can have a U.S. source, U.S. payment. You can pay me. I will have your battery shipped here. The work in progress is to hopefully get some stock built up here so that I can have some in stock and do live installs for you, and or sell just the DIY group. Cora just ran a video doing a power wall, so I'm going to be reviewing that when I'm there. I did have the opportunity to kind of preview it in July, so that was kind of nice. Thank you, Cora, or I guess it would be Mukeshi. I think I got that right, or Sei. My limited Chinese. So if you're wanting to see what it's like to travel, my experience has been purely from YouTube. I've never traveled to China. This is going to be new, and I'm going to bring you along with me and do the best I can to post some videos, post some factory tour videos, let you meet the people along with me, and hopefully, you know, the most difficult piece is learning trust. You don't know who I am, but I can tell you that I would much rather show you who I am. And so, you get a chance, like, subscribe, as well. If you hate it, let me know. Let me know what I should do. But the other piece is, I would definitely say that Off Grid Garage and Will Prouse have been definite mentors to me, whether they know it or not. They have been, and they do it right and they do it safe, and that's all we can ask for when you're doing some of this DIY stuff. It can hurt you. It can cause losses. So I don't ever prescribe that the way I do something is the way to do something. I prescribe that, it's another method, it's something else that you can see, and to take that knowledge and scrutinize what you hear and see, and make it your own. Make it your own. Own it. Because, when it comes to energy independence, there is no one to count on but you. Energy independence. I can say for the month of August, I bought no electricity from my electric co-op. That's the first month that I've had that happen. I did still pay a $35 fee to stay connected to them. It is absolutely an amazing feeling. In the past year, I've made over 1,500 kilowatts of electricity as I've came online. This year I plan on making more because I came online staged. One inverter at a time, one array at a time. Currently I have about 24 kilowatts of solar, and I plan on sharing. And so if you want to see this, please, by all means, come along with me, enjoy the ride, and like it or not, let me know. I'm new, I'm a small guy. I do like to interact with people. I try to answer as much as I can. And what can I say? I'm going to file for my visa tomorrow. They said it typically takes 15 days. The airfare to Shanghai from here is about $1,600 that I'll be investing in next, and I'm investing in this for myself. I want to know for myself that the companies I'm dealing with are quality, and they're supplying quality products. And so all I can say is, let's do this. All right. Catch you in the next video.